Here we are again, ladies and gentlemen. Eddie Marcus. People oftentimes listen to me talk about how this system would operate if it were being utilized for the best of all of humankind. And I talk about that because it's the best I have ever imagined. And this imagination is far from anything that I've actually seen or studied about. And yet, it is to benefit all people as a blessing, as a gift from the Creator. And I speak about it in such a wonderful way. I'm sure you would agree, those of you who've heard the message. And many of you are thinking, well, how would that actually come into play? Living under a system of capitalism as we have been living here in America. And I want to let you know that it's a simple matter. I know when we think about it, when you think about it, you try to think about the most complicated ways. You try to include this and that based upon our structure of programming. Now, the smarter we think we are, the deeper we get into trying to solve the problem. In other words, we're just creating issues. The most simple of us, even children, can speak it out easily. But for those who can't, let me give you some idea. The system in which we follow now here addresses basically every avenue of life. And they have used this knowledge as a means to motivate and stimulate the economy by creating a way of making money out of all of these various ways. And so basically what will happen is that those jobs and things that really address our concerns will continue to operate as they have as far as what they do. People will still work on the jobs, except for those people who want to rotate out of those jobs because they don't really like those jobs. That is not really what they choose to do. They were doing it because it was a job. But if they had a chance to choose something, and they will have a chance to choose something here. And what they choose, they get a chance to rotate into that. And for those who need additional education to prepare them to be ready, all of the education will be provided for them so that they will be able to serve most wonderful. That's the way the system works, and that is in every job. Now, many jobs will not be needed. Those jobs that deal with banking, those jobs that deal with the IRS, and such as that, those jobs won't be needed. They just will be deleted, and the people in these jobs get an opportunity to dream up a different job that is in compliance with the aims and objectives of this new way of doing things. And so basically that's how these things would operate. We have police and all of this. They their job as the new evidence supports itself will phase out. There won't be any need for crime and violence, so all this police protection we won't need. Now, one thing I agree that we must do, we must remember to do this: keep our military intact. Now, that doesn't mean invest all of your life into the military, but make sure that that military is ready. See, what we are preparing ourselves for is for an enemy who think that we are weak because we've learned to love each other and we learn how to share that. But what we need to do is to make sure that we are prepared in case some fool acts a fool. In the meantime, we will extend the love that we have taught each other, that we express to one another here in this nation that is making this nation the great nation that it is. We will extend that kind of love across our borders to everybody that we have contact with. We will help them, support them in advancing their societies as we have done. And what will actually happen is that once people realize that there's a new day, then they will put their guards down. And as they put their guards down, then we can eliminate these mass weapons of destruction. But until we help one another, stay ready, because there's a nut out there somewhere waiting to jump. And you got to win his love before you let your guard down. That's after he's let his down. All right? So that transition from this current system to the system that is divine, as I call it, the one that brings peace, prosperity, and joy to every citizen, is a very simple matter. Very simple matter. It's not complicated at all. And I say that because all things belong to the Father. Sure, we live in a system that has allowed corporations to structure themselves as they do. But the truth be known now is that we as a people, recognizing the destruction of the system that we have accepted, and our vow to one another to make this the best system it can possibly be, then that which God has provided for us, that we've in our ignorance allowed to operate, hence now we reclaim, and it belongs to the people, for the people, and it will be operated by the people. Well, I'll leave it there. If you got any questions, keep watching.